Hi friends, my name is Jake. Welcome to Canadian Cutting Edge. And today we're taking a look at what might be, no, I really believe it is, the best under $20 knife that I've reviewed in 2020. And I am going to try to get more $20 knives. This is $19.99 at Amazon.com. I also found it on Amazon Germany, so I've got links down below for both of those. And Kubey's own manufacturer's website, who ship internationally, but their prices are a little bit higher. $19.99 gets you the G10 version of this knife. The KU233, there is the KU232 Ti for titanium. That knife is a titanium handled frame lock with the same blade. The G10 version, the $20 version, comes in this tan colored with a sandblasted blade, or you can get black G10 with a stone washed blade. So those are the two options that way. And in the titanium one, there are 4 colors, I believe: a purple, a blue, a black, and a tan. No, gray. It's sort of titanium's natural color. So titanium's natural color: black, purple, and blue. And it's, a full-size flipper folder, D2 steel, drop point blade, forward, sort of a forward choil right here. And it's an interesting knife that is at a very good price. So if you're interested, stick around. The full review's coming to you right now. All right, so that's the working side. Here's the show side of the knife. I think it looks really, really good. The size comparison, this is an Ontario Rat 1. I like to line up the pivot pins there. Blade length about the same, handle length about the same. Grip area a little bit better on the Kubey. Now, like I said, this comes also in black G10. So there you can see the blade. The sandblast treatment on this is very fine. They use some very fine sand for this. And it ends up giving it a very nice look and a very soft kind of feel to the fingertips. Feels really nice, if you ask me. We've got a bit of a forward choil. If it was a little bit bigger, it'd be a good forward choil for the finger. Right now, this corner here, you can nick your finger with it when you wrap your finger around a little bit. So it's not necessarily a good forward choil for your fingers. As a sharpener's choil, it's done very well. We've got a high flat grind. I'm going to call it a full flat grind. It doesn't come right to the spine, but close enough. I'm going to call it a full flat. And then we've got a drop point here, a bit of a swedge up at the top. And then the spine of the blade, here by the thumb rest, it's chamfered on the sides, and you've got some big jimping on there. The tip, it's got almost full thickness right about to there, the blade. And then it starts coming thin right near the tip. So it's got a fairly fine tip, great for doing delicate work. It's certainly not the kind of tip that you'd use for prying with, but this long, shallow belly and high flat grind helps make this a very good slicing knife. The thickness behind the grind is almost perfect. And so, it just comes to how well it's been sharpened. And from the factory, they did a pretty good job sharpening this. And I kind of like it. Now, if you don't like this finish, then buy the one with the black handle, because that's got a stonewash finish that gives you another option. Forward choil right here on the handle has got that chamfering on it, making it very easy to get your thumb in there to disengage the lock. So that works very well. Lockup is perfect, exactly where I want a brand new linerlock knife to be. There's skeletonizing in here. I wish there was a little bit more skeletonizing, but there is some. And when I take the knife apart, I'll show you the insides of it in just a little while. Backspacer, I think that's aluminum. And then we've got sort of a square end on the handle. It's rounded over, but it's basically sort of squarish. that's rounded more than at the bottom. So it'd be kind of cool if that was rounded the exact same radius on both sides of here. That would help unify the look of it, but it doesn't look bad at all. You've got that little bit of milling in there. If you take the pocket clip off, you can see that it's got the milling on the other side, same as it has on this side. Oh, I've got a little bit of dirt on the handle. I do carry my knives before I review them. I don't just open a box and start talking. So it's got some nice milling in here for some good look. You've got milling in here. It makes the knife handle a bit thinner, all the way from the spine, all the way down. So you can see right here how that's got a little bit of a different look to it. And certainly when you turn it this way, you can see it's thinner there than it is here and here. That actually helps with the grip a lot because my thumb slides right in that spot during a lot of grips. So with either hand, left or right, it's very comfortable in there. The pocket clip is right only, but it doesn't bother me at all. I can use the pocket clip on the left side, and in my left hand, it doesn't create a hot spot. So that I don't mind. And I can, open and use this knife with my left hand, quite well, almost as well as with my right. And I grew up left-handed, but this is optimized for a right hand. So that's the main overview of the knife. I'll take it apart after I finish recording the rest, but now you're going to see the insides of the knife. So here's the knife taken apart. And as you can see, here's the ceramic ball bearings in cage right there. A little bit of skeletonizing, not much. It should have, or it could have more skeletonizing. It would have been better off, easily take out a section in here, and maybe if they would have made this section a little bit bigger. Not a major point. The pivot screws are not locking, they're free spinning. I had no problem taking the pivot screw off. I did have problems taking these screws off. And that's because they would spin along. And as you can see in here, if I can get this to focus, there's a little bit of Loctite right in there. And I had a bit of a time trying to take that apart until, let's see if I can get this to move up, until I used this. Now this is a vise that I have on my tabletop. And the good thing about that vise is, you can clamp a knife like this, and then you can use a screwdriver on either side without risking bad slippage. Now these needed that. If I would have done it just with two screws, I probably would have chewed up the screws pretty badly, and I probably would have hurt myself. I also had to use the product called DriveGrip. If you don't know what that is, there's going to be a link for it down below. DriveGrip is a product that you put on your screwdriver, on the end of your screwdriver, and then you put it in, and it grips really well with whatever the screw head is. If there's a little bit of play, if there's slippage, if it's starting to wear, DriveGrip is a really good product to put in there to help you keep it from getting worse. Or it's good to use to stop it from getting bad in the first place because you're using something that grips really good in there. So ceramic detent there on the liner lock, and nothing fancy in there. I'm going to put it back together and keep going with this video. Did anybody else notice something missing? Perhaps a blade. So yeah, there's the blade too. So there you go. The one thing I couldn't show you there was the balance point right back here. So there's more weight back here. So that's why I say it could be skeletonized if you more skeletonized, and that would help bring the balance point over to here. So right now the handle is heavier, and so with a little bit of weight loss, it would get even a better balance point and be a little bit lighter. It's not super heavy at all. It's like 5.5 ounces, and I don't mind that at all, but some guys might want it to be lighter, guys or gals. Some unique things, you've got the Kubey kind of milling here in the, let's bring it nice and close here. In the pivot pin, you see that nice milling there. It's got a good look to it. There's 2 jimps on the flipper tab right there. And it doesn't need any finer ones. This works very well. Flush screws at the back, which I really like. And then the pocket clip's not a super deep carry pocket clip, but it's not bad at all because it's done quite close to the end of the handle. Texture on the handles is good, and then it's smooth in here. And T8, T8, T6 back here. So let's see what it looks like in a pocket. So it goes to go in the pocket. The spoon comes over the edge of the pants, the lip of the pocket very well. And then you just push down and it goes all the way to the bottom. And you just have a little bit of the knife sticking out there. Let's see how much that is. That's, less than ½ an inch. So not bad at all. I like that look. I like how dull it is. I like the soft finish on the pocket clip. So it's not super reflective. And certainly with this with this sandblast, it's non-reflective as well. And I'm sure the stonewash version is pretty much non-reflective also. I don't know if I told you before, this is D2 steel. I know I put it on the screen earlier, but D2 steel blade. Let's talk about all the dimensions, and that might give you another bit of an idea why I like this knife so much. Let's zoom in a little bit here. So as long as this is on the corner of the screen, I'm talking about dimensions and other specs, info like that. The weight of this knife is 157 grams, 5.55 ounces. So that's why I talked about the skeletonizing. I think it could come down to 4.9 ounces, and that would make some more people happy. The D2 blade was sharpened to about 105 best, which is very sharp. It could have been sharper if they would have done better on the grind angles. I'll talk about that in a second. The cutting edge length and the length from the tip to the closest spot on the handle, they're basically the same. 9.04 centimeters, 9.04 centimeters, which is 3.56 inches. So basically 3.5 inch blade. And that's a comfortable size blade in my thinking. The thickness of the blade here is 3.49 millimeters, which is 1.375 of an inch. So that's over an eighth. In fact, that's very close to 9/64 of an inch. So you've got a nice sturdy blade. The blade depth is 2.74 centimeters, just over an inch, 1.08. The thickness of the edge behind the grind here, 0.51 millimeters. That's 20 thousandths of an inch. So almost exactly what I like. I tend to aim for ½ of a millimeter instead of 0.51. Ooh, cutting it close, guys. The grind angle. Now this is where they could have fixed it. The grind angle is actually fairly steep right next to the sharpener's choil. And maybe this close-up shot will help you see that. The basic sharpening of it, this is done to 23.8 degrees. This side is 27.6 degrees, equaling, added together, it's about 50 degrees. And I like 40. For D2, I think I'll sharpen it to about 20 degrees per side when it needs its first sharpening. Now for the handle length is 12.13 centimeters, which is 4.78 inches. So just under 5 inches, just over 3.5. That's a pretty good ratio right there. The grip area, it's about 10 centimeters, right around 4 inches. The handle thickness is 1.504 centimeters, which is 0.59 of an inch. So it's a little bit thicker than some knives, but for people with bigger hands, that's just fine. My hands are between large and extra large. So somebody with extra large hands, there's lots of room for this knife to work for you very well. Okay, that was the grip area, handle thickness, handle depth. That's this measurement here, 3.07 centimeters. Nope. Handle depth, 2.77 centimeters. That's 1.09 inches. And with the blade closed, the knife depth altogether is this dimension, 3.07 centimeters, 1.21 inches. And the total length of the knife when the blade is deployed tip to end, 21.16 centimeters, 8.33 inches. So 8 1/3 inches, and you've got a 3.5 inch cutting edge to go with that, or just over that. So that's very, very good. Like I said, how much does this knife cost? $19.99 on Amazon.com. They've also got the titanium version. That is $59.99, the same D2 blade. So that's a good price. If you want to go shopping at KubeyKnife.com or KnifeGlobal.com, those are both Kubey stores, factory stores. They're listing it right now for $48.99, and the titanium one is $87.99. So you're getting a very good deal on Amazon for this knife. Amazon Germany, I've got that link down below. Oh, I didn't write the price on my notes here. On the screen is the price for this knife on Amazon.de for my friends in Germany. I hope some of your friends in Germany start using my Amazon links. Perhaps it's because the Amazon knife prices are way higher than the same knives at other stores. If you're from Germany, let me know in the description below if Amazon.de is just a waste of time or not. Let me know. So to summarize or to go over everything, I like this square end. It's a really good look. It's got a lanyard hole for those people that want it. It's close to the end of the handle. I like that. Placement is very good. I generally like my lanyard holes inset, but not a big deal. I like the flush screws and the great hardware for the pivot screws. Alignment, I didn't talk about that before. It's almost perfect. The detent is great. The knife is smooth to move. It slides quite smoothly. And no noise, no play side to side, up and down. The fitment is great. It works very well. I don't mind the pocket clip. It's a very sturdy pocket clip. It's a strong design. It looks strong, and it feels comfortable in the hand. I wish the pocket clip was right and left. They've already got one hole there. They could have just added one more little hole, and the pocket clip could be right and left. I think they should have done that for this knife. Like I said, it's got a good detent in action, good slicer, good piercer for the tip of the blade here, full flat. If you don't like the sandblast, there's the stonewash, like I said. The things that I think they could change is, I think they could skeletonize it more to make it a little bit lighter. Not that it's too heavy for me, but it's too heavy for some people. And that's about it. One other thing that you might want to do if you live in a humid environment, the sandblasted blade, you're going to want to regularly put a little bit of a thin layer of oil on it. D2 is not a stainless design or stainless chemical. D2 is not a stainless steel, and even stainless steel, if you live in a humid, hot environment, it's good to keep your knives with a light film of oil on them. If you're using the knife for food or anything, then use a vegetable oil or something. So there's the knife by Kubey, the KU233, and its sibling, the KU232. I think I want to get one of the titanium knives. I think I really like that idea. And at $59.99, maybe I will, but we'll see. I think I'd rather get a different design because I like getting more and more different knives to show you guys. But there you go. There's the knife. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And remember, guys, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb. Bye for now.